Right now, the Trump administration is trying to cut the VA, frontline workers, and let billionaires steal our health care. Veterans, we are under attack. Last week, 1,400 workers got fired illegally. 22 of them were my colleagues at Hines VA Hospital. Some of them didn't even get a real notice. All they got was this, an email with X's where the date should be and no name. That's how little they think of people and our veterans in this country and that serve our country. They're slashing staff, crushing unions, and selling out the VA for what? So billionaires can make more money while veterans sit on wait list. Or worse, they'll get no treatment. Our president was asleep while Musk was at the wheel. Do you know what happens to a serviceman when they fall asleep when they're on duty? Veterans don't trust him. He's not one of us. We're not about to sit back and take the SEIU. We're fighting back. We're organizing and we're taking action. We're not going to back down.
These 65% of veterans who voted for Trump didn't realize that the DEI is also them. Oops. They thought DEI only meant black people.
6,000 veterans have already lost their jobs.
And they don't care. They voted for him. They knew who he was. They're going to vote for him again. They still know who he is. They don't care.
Hi there. So according to the Pew Research Center, about 61% or 6 out of 10 registered voters who say that they have served in the military or the military reserves support Donald Trump in the 2024 election. 61%.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So F around and find out is in full effect, and this time it's the veterans who are speaking out. The same men and women who served the country of the United States of America are now facing mass layoffs as the federal government fires them by the thousands. And with more cuts on the way, the message from Washington is clear. No one is safe, not even those that sacrificed and fought for the country. Trump administration says that they are cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. But to many veterans, this feels like betrayal. Another broken promise for those who sacrificed their lives for the country. Are these layoffs really about draining the swamp, or there's something much bigger at play? I want us to watch these videos together, guys. Every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, my good name is Gracey D. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel, give this video a like, and let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. So let's dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
Nearly 6,000 veterans have already lost their jobs and been terminated from federal service at an unprecedented rate, and will all enter the civilian workforce with less protections. While my time is limited, I just wanted to say this. This isn't subjective. This is evidence. This is evidence. In less than 2 months, this administration has proved itself to be the most anti-veteran administration ever.
All right, so let's talk about this bombshell report. The Trump administration reportedly is planning on cutting over 80,000 jobs from the Department of Veteran Affairs. That's a lot of people. The reasoning, they want to roll back the Biden-era expansion of the VA and, according to them, streamline operations. But let's break this down. On one hand, Trump's team argues that the VA has gotten bloated, inefficient, and needs a reset. They claim these cuts won't affect the quality of veterans' health care, just trim what they see as government bloat. The White House's new efficiency guy, Elon Musk, is reportedly helping lead this charge because, you know, nothing says taking care of veterans like the guy who fired most of Twitter's staff. But critics, including veteran advocacy groups and even some Republican lawmakers, are not happy. They're warning this could gut essential services, leaving veterans with longer wait times, fewer doctors, and a system that's way less functional. Some are calling it a backdoor attempt to privatize veteran care, pushing more vets into the private sector, where it's, surprise, more expensive. So is this about cutting government waste, or is this a massive rollback that could hurt the people who served our country? What do you think? Let me know in the comments, please. And hey, if you're a veteran, I would really, really love to hear from you. So stay informed, stay loud, and I'll see you next time.
Veterans directly benefit from DEI programs. Without the protections from the ADA, veterans will see an increased amount of unemployment rate. It will make our veteran suicide rates go up, so it won't be 22 a day. It will be more than 22 a day. Without the funding, the VA will end up with more and more and more patients who are unseen or uncared for. Veterans are already at risk as of now for losing their veteran benefits that they fought for this country to earn. And in years previous, he has proven that he does not care about veterans or military members. So tell me why veterans are still voting for Republicans when they don't care about you at all, and their voting record proves it.
Hi there. So according to the Pew Research Center, about 61% or 6 out of 10 registered voters who say that they have served in the military or the military reserves support Donald Trump in the 2024 election. 61%. 61%. 61. 6 out of 10 supported Donald Trump in the 2024 election. Are we... This is who you wanted. This is who you wanted. 6 out of 10, 61%. According to the Pew Research Center. What else was you wanting? Because I'm confused. It's almost like you didn't know that this was going to happen. It's almost like you really voted for racism and misogyny and a rapist and just an all-around bad guy until you found out that it was going to affect you. 61% of you. Gee, realtors. Like you didn't hear this man talking shit about John McCain. But that didn't matter because it wasn't you. Because, you know, oh, we support our vets. We support vets. 61%. 6 out of 10. And now you are shocked that he's cutting jobs and he's cutting the people that's going to assist you and help you. 61%. God, it's almost like you didn't know that he was an asshole that didn't have any morals or scruples or didn't really give a shit about the veterans. It's almost like you didn't know that there was a whole book about what he was going to do. God.
If only they were told about this. If only they were warned about this. If only the 65% of veterans who voted for Trump didn't realize that the DEI is also them. Oops. They thought DEI only meant black people. I guess they're in their find out era. If only I could just have concepts of thoughts and tariffs.
One MAGA Republican could be in favor that 6,000 vets have been fired and 80,000 are on the chopping block. He is the most anti-veteran anti-military president as a Republican president that ever has existed. And by the way, he was wanting at one point, he was going to run as a Democrat, just to give you an FYI. Donald J. Trump, you are nothing but a Russian sympathizer. And I have, and everyone has proof of it. All you have to do is go back to Red Daisy gasoline scam, when you were having money laundering happen in the 1980s and 1990s with the Russian mob. You sympathize more with our enemies than you do with our vets and our military. And don't let anyone tell you differently. And you will see that a lot of these maggots, believe it or not, we have a lot of military that has served, and they've been Republicans as well. This is what I call betrayal and treason. And how anybody can sit there and say it's okay, it's beyond. You could talk about any group. You don't like the DEI, women, you don't like people that were in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the IRS, the Federal Trade Commission, the Food and Drug Administration, but when you come after the vets and you say that this is okay, then you are the lowest of lowest. And you're just like him. So in my eyes, you're a treasoner and you're a Russian sympathizer. That's all.
Veteran.
Well, this message for all the veterans and active duty military. This administration don't care about you. They only care about their donors, their billionaires. And this administration continues to trample on the Constitution of the United States. And I have a question for you, active military personnel. What are you going to do about that? Did you swear an oath to protect the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic? Considering that these enemies don't give a shit about you.
Guys, so I just came across this video, and we all know during Trump's campaign, his promises was making America great again, and he actually promised that he's going to put American people first. We've seen him actually, doing some of the things that he promised, like mass deportation. We've seen doing that. But how is this even making America great again? Or how is this him putting the American people first? Because these same people, the veterans, are the same people who actually put their lives in line, who actually sacrificed their lives for this country. They sacrificed family, being there when their kids are growing up. They sacrificed being there with their wives. They had to go through a lot. Some of these people have to go through mental health. And here, he's out here, or his administration is out here trying to cut veterans' benefits. It's so sad seeing him actually going back on his promise. He promised to protect the veterans, and now this is what he's doing. And I can't imagine someone who has sacrificed his life, someone who's always been away from his family, someone who's always put his life in line for the country, and now this is how you repay them. I mean, this is the most saddest thing I've actually seen in this F-Run and Find Out season. In as much as there are, or 60% of veterans voted Republican, what about the other 40% that didn't vote for this? Imagine people who didn't vote for this, and now they have to be in the Find Out season or in the Find Out era with everyone else. I know, in as much as we say, they have to run and now they're finding out. I really do feel sorry for the 40% of veterans who did not vote for this. Now, how are these people going to afford their lives, especially for those who are like out there, who don't have their hands anymore, who don't have their legs anymore, and actually do benefit from the benefits that they get. And now this is being taken away from them. This is not fair at all, guys. I know we can come here and say as much as they after on and found out, these are also people that actually put their lives in danger for them to save your country. And this is actually the only saddest after on and find out that I've come across that has actually made me feel sad and so bad, because you know what, at the end of the day, I'm a human, and I feel, and I've seen so many videos of veterans who are actually crippled, going through a lot. I've seen so many videos of so many veterans trying to fight mental health, some to a point of them unaliving themselves because they just can't take it anymore. The mental trauma that they go through, everything that they go through, and now this administration is just gonna be like, you know what, like, we don't need them anymore. It's quite sad, and I don't even know what direction this country is actually heading to, because this has not yet even been 2 months, and whatever that we're seeing and everything that I'm coming across each and every single day, I'm sitting here and wondering what it's gonna be like in the next 4 years. I don't know, you guys can tell me what your thoughts are. I also did a bit of research. I was looking into it, like what impact will this have on veterans? And veterans rely heavily on VA for medical care, as I said, and disability benefits, housing assistance, and mental health support. Layoffs could lead to longer wait times, reduced services, and fewer resources for the very people the VA is meant to serve. Many of those being fired are veterans who work at the VA, meaning they are losing not just their jobs, but also the ability to help fellow vets. So you see, if this is happening, some people might be saying the next 4 years we'll have a new administration that will come and change things around. I mean, it can take a long time before things are changed to, you know, what they were, and I don't even know. And the saddest part about this all is that most of these policies that are we actually seeing them being put in place, these are some of the policies that were there in Project 2025, that he also came and promised his people that he got nothing to do with the Project 2025, and people believed him. And now people are being faced with these new executive orders and everything that's happening, affecting each and every other citizen of the United States of America. And now they're being surprised and coming on social media, on TikTok, and also on news, as we've seen on mainstream media, crying that he's messing the country, or this is actually not what I voted for. And I'm sitting here asking myself, what did you really vote for? Because I've seen a couple of people saying this is not what we voted for. What were you voting for? What did you vote for? For other people to be affected by these same policies that are now affecting you? Or you voted for racism and hate because you thought there's no way that this was gonna affect you? It's quite sad. And the saddest part about this thing is that every time I'm seeing people saying, and I've seen that every time I'm seeing people saying that in each and every video that I go, that people are actually finding out, the ones that after around. In the comment section, I'm seeing so many comments saying, even if given another chance, these people will still vote for the same man, no matter what. It's not because of the promises that he actually do promise them, but it's because of the hate and racism. And this is actually how each time that I'm doing these videos of F-Around and Find Out season, I'm always reminding each one of you that racism is quite expensive. If you're watching this video and you're a racist person, you have to remember that it's quite expensive, and one way or another, it's actually gonna come hitting you back. So you have to be very careful out there. Treat other people as you want to be treated. And another thing, this isn't just about veterans. If the government can do this, or if this administration can actually do this for people who sacrificed their lives for this country, what do you think will stop them from cutting other critical services? So you might be sitting there and thinking, at this side, I'm quite safe. Like, there's no way that the government is gonna mess with this. Imagine if they're messing with people's health benefit, with people mental health care that they were actually relying on. And for people who are like believing that he's actually trying to cut on fraud and abuse and all that, instead of layoffs, why don't he just fix the broken systems inside the VAs? Why does the answer always have to be cut jobs? Now there's going to be people unemployed out there. Now there are going to be people who cannot even be able to afford their medical bills, who cannot be able to afford to go to a therapy because of the mental health and the traumas that they're going through. They're actually adding to their mental health after cutting all these benefits, cutting their housing assistance and all these. It's quite crazy that these have to happen as it is, and there's still people who cannot even see the bigger picture here. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.